This is the last episode.
My throat hurts. It's hurt
From all the dicks you're sucking. Fuck
Yes.
this joke. Why does your throat hurt so bad?
I don't know. It's been hurting a lot for the last couple of days.
Are you sick?
I don't know.
Take a Halls?
What?
Take a honey tea?
I refuse.
Take a warm soup?
Take a wow.
Take a whole orange and you just chew it like a basketball?
I'll do that.
You know, as you do?
I love oranges.
Eating your basketballs?
I love basketballs.
Do you actually like basketballs or basketball? Do
No.
you like sports in general?
Do I like sport?
What are sports you can watch? Sports?
I don't think I ever talked about this in the podcast. I like watching figure skating a lot.
Really?
I do.
Like, I mean, outside of the Olympics, you ever watch figure skating?
Well,
Figure skating is, in fact, the coolest shit.
all right, cool. Thank
But
you.
do you watch it outside of the Olympics?
Not like purposely, not as purposely as I want to,
Mm-hmm.
because there's just a million other things I watch.
There are a
But,
lot
like,
of things you can watch on this bitch of an earth.
Yeah, right. But if I can't name the episode that, you bastard, I can't do it. I wish I could.
Family friendly content.
We're a family friendly podcast.
But it's on YouTube Kids.
Is that a thing?
I'll dress up like Elsa.
Sure.
Have you been missing the whole Elsa Gate bullshit news that's been happening the past 2 weeks?
I guess so.
I feel like, okay, this is gonna sound really funny to people who don't know me. I am Alex Jones with that Elsa Gate shit. I've been talking about that weird exploitation of kids reviews on YouTube for fucking years, and no one listened to me, and it was real. Philip DeFranco, you owe me all of your money. I've been talking about this shit for years, and nobody gave a fuck. Forbes, The Verge, all of you owe me money dollars. I've been talking about this shit forever. Those goddamn bots in India making these kid videos, making money on ad revenue off of these dumbass kids that don't know anything about YouTube. Where's my money? I knew about this shit forever, and everyone cares. God damn it. Those things are real. Chemtrails are in the water, making kids watch some YouTube videos.
Lizards are real.
Soy boys.
Lizards are real.
They are. I've seen them.
I
love them. They're so cute.
I saw it. I swear. Oh man, what just happened?
Fucking soy boys.
That's a thing.
That's like the dumbest shit I've heard all year in terms of like conspiracy theories is soy boys. It is the most, hey, I'm not gay, you're gay thing I've heard in a long time. It's so stupid.
It's better than cuck.
No, it's because that happened last year and I already suffered with that bullshit.
All right, let's talk about, okay, before I talk, let me talk about sport.
Yeah.
I like baseball.
Really? Like you can watch baseball?
Yeah, I love watching
I
baseball.
used to play baseball and watch it a ton.
Yeah.
I can't watch baseball for shit.
No,
now.
I love watching baseball.
I can't.
I like
Hockey?
I like the idea of hockey, but I've never watched it.
The philosophy of hockey
I like
makes you hot and bothered.
I like the metaphysics of
The metaphysics
hockey.
of hockey, the religious implications of man slamming another man's meat and cutting a plastic puck out of their hands.
Yeah. UFC. I love watching UFC.
I really feel like I should like UFC way more.
You should.
Because I like boxing a ton.
And yeah.
But
Boxing sucks.
But I don't care for UFC.
Boxing's the worst.
Because to me, boxing has way more interesting things going on in it.
Disagree. I feel like every argument I've heard for boxing is like the opposite argument I've had for boxing.
Of like, it's not violent enough or something.
Yeah, whatever. It's like, oh, but there's way much going on. It's like, no.
I mean, in terms of like
Boring.
the mind game shit.
Boring.
It's the thing. It's fighting games, man. It's when you learn.
Look, man,
what's
if
going
I'm
on in
gonna
their
watch
heads.
boys fight each other, I want it to be real and I want it to be like actually fight.
That's called
people.
worldstarhiphop.com. Though you can watch those every day for free, no pay-per-view.
I watch so many boys fight.
I did that in
Yesterday.
I know, God.
When's the last
I
time
had
you? When's the
cousins
last time you unironically went to World Star Hip Hop just for your
Okay.
own amusement?
Okay, for people, I have never typed in those words into a search bar
Neither
my
have I.
entire life.
I'll be honest.
But because I had
Wait,
family members
I have.
who would
It was a PKA
watch that
related
shit
thing.
on their computer, so I'd watch it with them. I think the last time I saw
Is it
like
because all your family's brown? Thank you for the silence. All right, we can move on.
Okay, I think the last time I saw anything on the website was like maybe 6 years ago.
Okay, fair.
I like saying the word World Star.
Yeah, it's a
And
good
I've
word.
seen videos that were exclusive to World Star, but on YouTube now, like music videos.
I don't remember that.
They
ever
get
happened.
those. They get like music
I
videos
know.
from
I
like big
remember
artists.
I remember when that was a thing. I don't know if they still
existed
do that in the world when
but
that
if they
happened.
if they still do that for those artists, they're not artists I listen to anymore. So,
Yeah. Hobson. I'm kidding.
fuck Hobson.
Well, there
Be
goes.
silent for that. I don't care. I don't care that one person. I don't give a shit.
I have one of my best friends. He wants to be signed to under his new label.
He's
So
a
there-
good boy.
so-
Hobson fucking sucks.
so-
I'm sorry, everybody.
So there goes all that chance.
I don't care.
for
I don't give a fuck. Hobson can eat my ass. Twice.
2 times.
Everyone else on that label's pretty cool, though.
All right. Man, I don't know where to go.
Lewis, the first man who went to college. Did he go to college? That's a Hobson line. You don't remember that shit? I was clowning him for like a fucking year on that line.
Yeah.
Fucking Hobson, man. He's just like he's low rent Eminem, like late Eminem.
Did you see that? Who? Oh, Nick Cannon wants to battle Eminem on Wild
Fucking-
and Out.
Sure,
This is a real thing.
sure. Let's do it again. Let's take it back.
Yeah.
Eminem
Man,
will still win.
and then I saw the best comment. It was like, wow, Nick Cannon's gonna like leave his own show
again.
again. No. So I watched the other day. I watched a video of a penguin get straight cucked.
Mm-hmm.
End of podcast.
On a scale of dry to moist, what level were you at when you finished the video?
I don't know. What?
Like sponge cake or
I don't know.
Twinkie?
I don't know the answer to this question. I can't even play along with the bit
Back sweat.
because I don't know. I don't know what
You
this
were there.
means.
You watched that video. You looked at your peen and went, "Huh, something happened here." And to be honest with the internet, what is that answer? What happens? We're all gay here. It's okay.
Let me just explain the video then. So if you boys don't know,
Green girls
if you boys
and dog.
and one
I know
dog,
you're there. I've seen you.
you know the gender dog. There are 3 genders, guys: boy, girl, dog.
Question mark.
Question
At the
mark.
end of the dog.
At the end of the dog. So it was. So if you guys know, penguins, they mate for life. They get married and they have babies.
Just like humans don't.
Just like humans try sometimes.
And it doesn't work so good.
Yeah, it works better than you think.
Sometimes.
It works better than you think. But the stats on divorce are way incorrect.
Don't get married when you're fucking 20 years old.
Yeah,
guys.
there you go.
That's pretty much it.
That's it. Yeah.
Just don't get married when you're like 20 for military benefits, and you'll probably be okay.
Hey, finish school.
Or not. Whatever. We're not you.
Well, I'm saying before, whatever. Yeah.
We're not you.
I am. I am you. No. Okay. Can I talk about before I?
We can talk about your cuck penguin. Sure.
No. Before that, Night Vale episode back when I used to
Oh
listen
my
to that
god.
boy.
What does that have to do with penguins
It doesn't.
getting cheated on?
No, but there's an episode where I don't know if I think they've done this before. It's they speak in the second person where it's like you are walking through whatever, and it's amazing. It's an amazing episode.
It's like a choose your own adventure.
Yeah. But you just get to listen. Choose
And
an
the penguin
adventure.
steals your wife.
0 choose. So yeah. So penguins mate for life, and so this penguin walks up to his little home and sees his wife penguin, with another man penguin, and let's call the
Chad.
Okay, let's call Chad is the Steeler, Mr. Steal Your Girl guy. All right, that's Chad.
I can't believe you of all people is making that reference in this day and
I
age.
couldn't think of anything else.
I didn't even know you knew what that song was.
If I say I didn't know that was a song,
I would be more proud of you than
I
less.
don't know.
That song does not hold up.
I didn't know that was a song.
Yeah, it is. Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait. You didn't know that was a song.
I just thought that was
Hit 2000 song, Mr. Steal Your Girl. What?
I just thought that was a meme. That
No, it's
existed.
from that song.
I'm not that young.
God, Mr. Sandman,
So funny.
give me a hands.
Give me a hand down my pants, Sandman, please.
Mr. Spacey.
No, I'm too old for him. All right, so, Jesus Christ. So yeah, so Chad is Mr. Steal Your Girl penguin, and then who's the cucked one? Bernie.
No, Jeb.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Let's call
you're
him Jeb.
All right, Jeb. So Jeb goes to see his wife, and Chad is there. So Jeb initiates combat with Chad, as penguins tend to do.
He has a random encounter. The screen gets blurry and it twists into the center.
Yeah. So if you guys don't know, penguins have solid bones instead of hollow bones, which is one why they can't fly.
That
But
sounds
two,
very scary when you said like they have solid bones and hollow bones.
instead of hollow bones, like because regular birds have hollow bones so they can fly.
Yeah,
but
that's to make them light enough that they can
but
achieve
penguins
flight.
do not, and
Unlike
so they
fucking bees.
they use their wings as hammers and bats because they're solid and they hurt a lot.
It's pretty rad, actually. That's,
Yeah.
that's cool biology. Now that I think about it.
And they use their mouth to peck at people, and so
Just like humans. Except it's less aggressive usually.
It was an amazing video of these two penguins fighting via mouth and bat hands, and so there were a lot of blood. It was very surprisingly violent.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is like intense.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, after a fight like this happens, what penguins will do is they'll put their bats out in their hands with fins, out like Jesus actually, and then they'll scream up into the air.
So they'll square up and scream
like Jesus.
to Satan.
Why God hast thou forsaken me is what they'll say.
Why have you forsaken me?
and then girl penguin will come and choose a winner after a fight like that. And so girl penguin chose Chad instead of Jeb.
Did Jeb say please clap? And he walked away?
No, not yet. And so Jeb leaves, comes back, I don't know, after an increment of time, and then goes and initiates combat with Jeb one more time because he's like, hey man, I had a baby with that one. I want it. Mm-hmm. And so Jeb fights Chad again, this time way more bloody, eye gouging, and Jeb lost an eye, I believe. And they screamed up to the air like Jesus one more time, and the female chose Chad again. And so Jeb cucked Jeb, walked away in shame.
Now,
and I assume killed himself later
and then
that
Jeb
day.
became an incel after that point.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, women suck.
He became MGTOW. He joined MGTOW after that.
He got a lot of Reddit gold after that.
Oh, so much. No, Reddit's not. Do Reddit people? No, 4chan I feel like is more where MGTOW is, right?
No.
Or Reddit.
It's Reddit because they have a subreddit for MGTOW.
Fair.
The incel one got shut down. That made me laugh a whole bunch.
I'm so sad.
I had a hearty laugh.
I'm so sad.
I'm like, guys, get help. Get away from this toxic community of people.
I like that the incel just exists. Oh, to a point.
Because
you know what I mean?
No, because people thought it was real.
Yeah.
That's bad for everyone involved.
Yeah, exactly. Like I hate what it did to us as humanity, but I like that those jokes can exist. And
so it's like, guys, come on, there's more to life than just this. Yeah. Reality is not that hard on you. Yeah. Life is hard, but it's not this.
It's not that hard.
People are not out to get you.
You're not a cucked penguin. You're fine.
Just because you got a weird chin doesn't mean you can't get a girl or a guy. It's okay.
Yeah.
Everyone, there's someone will love you somewhere.
Someone will suck your peen somewhere.
Or maybe your vagoo.
Or your vagoo. Open
or
bob.
your toes. Whatever you want.
Yeah, or your penguin.
Or your penguin.
Someone will suck
That's missing an eye socket.
It's missing an eye socket.
Podcast off the fucking rails.
What is this podcast about?
This is a good podcast.
Hey guys, this is the last episode of the podcast. My name is Lewis.
I'm Andres. I want to talk about one more dumb bullshit off tangent thing because fuck topics for a second.
All right.
Remember the Scholastic Book Fair when we were growing up?
Yes.
Remember how that was the shit?
Before you can continue, I remember buying, I believe in first or second grade, I bought myself not a book.
Condom.
Yes. No, I
bought baby's first condom.
Yeah, Kevin Spacey got one for me. So I got a solar powered robot.
Really?
It was like a little tiny plastic cheap robot that had a solar panel on its head, and when you put it out in the sun, it would walk.
I want one of those right now.
It was so cool.
What happened to it?
I don't know. I got older than that. And then I stopped
caring. You outgrew it and then it withered away when you turned your back. Turned to a pillar of salt.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, continue your scholastics.
Okay. I speak because I remember reading a very, very, very good comic book series thanks to Scholastic called
The Amory Wars.
I wish, because I don't own that series physically, and I probably never will.
You probably never will.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
Never.
You'll never get the Bag Online Adventures.
No, unless I pay $1,000.
Yeah.
Which no. Bone is one of the best things I've ever read of all time. Okay. I fucking love the Bone series.
I've heard of this.
It's fantastic, and I didn't know this until I think last week of the podcast. Mm-hmm. After the podcast, I went to LA to just walk around like near Fairfax.
Heard of it?
And I walked by the comic book stores there,
mm-hmm.
And I went into a particular one that actually had some really cool. I forgot the name of the store. It had like very notable like artists signed like an R2D2 droid. It was really cool.
Cool.
I think you might have seen it before. You might have walked past it.
I've been to many comic book shops in LA.
And I found out, holy shit, they made more Bone.
Oh.
And it's the same guy. He went back and made more. And I went, oh shit, they made like 5 more issues and it's officially done now.
Wow.
Oh shit, I have way more to discover. Because I remember when I finished it, like the series did end. It had like a concluding line. Well, concluding.
Bone died. I don't know anything.
Thankfully not.
Is Bone the character?
Okay.
How complicated is this?
It's not. It's actually a really simple premise that gets more complicated as it goes on because there's actual lore.
Oh, whoa.
The really simple idea of it is that what if we took like Saturday morning styled cartoon characters, like really simple drawn, like from the 60s and 70s,
mm-hmm.
and we put them in a comic that's like set with like 90s fantasy aesthetic, like of like Western fantasy, where the magic and swords and dragons and creatures exist.
Cool.
And we put those art styles together in the same comic.
Interesting.
But the only characters that look like that are from a town called Bonetown. Or
Okay.
Boneville.
Boneville. Got it.
And it's only 3 characters that look like that. Phone Bone, Phony Bone, I forget the other one. There's only
names.
3 of them.
Great names.
And they're very simple, simply drawn, simple personalities at first. And they just end up getting lost and wander into this. Essentially, I describe it as like, what if characters from like an Archie comic, well, not Archie, like a Sunday morning comic, walk into Lord of the Rings and just kind of had to deal with that without knowing anything about this kind of world that exists.
That's cool.
And it gets more involved. There's way more lore and
So anyways,
cool characters. And then I found out, because I remember when I finished the series back when I was a kid,
Mhm.
they had like I think an issue or 2 extra that were just like a prologue that talked about these characters are old when you finish the series. Here's them when they were young. Here's what they did in this story. And you learn about them, like their exploits, their war, whatever. Cool backstory shit. But at the time, I was still a child boy. I ran out of money and I could never pick them up.
yeah.
So I was like, when I'm an adult, I'll pick the rest of them up and then I'll read them later. And I thought I was going to do that when I went to comic book store.
Yeah.
And then I found
You
out.
became an adult and you're like, oh,
and
I can
then
do
I
this.
asked the guy, I was like, wait, is this just like a new cover for the series? Because like comic books, like they get new covers when they
Yeah,
get
all the
reprinted.
time.
And I found out, no, the guy just, I guess after a certain point, went back and just made more.
Whoa. Is it good?
It seemed, I don't know yet, but I want to see it for myself.
Okay.
Because the way I read it, apparently it's a comic book that started in the 90s
Mm-hmm.
and it was all in black and white and it got finished. And then the ones that I read, which you can still buy at like a Barnes and Noble or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
they're like the Scott Pilgrim books where they got collected in small volumes and got colored,
Mm-hmm.
and they're painted, they're gorgeous paintings, and I love how they look.
Mm-hmm.
And I think of the new comics, they all just were made that way only.
Mm.
So now I need to go buy the missing pieces I have of the old series in color, and
kinda
then go buy the new series.
Reread everything. So you know what to-
I've reread, because I own most of the series in color. I'm missing like a couple volumes.
Uh-huh.
At least those, I've read one of them at least like 10 times.
Okay.
I love that series.
Yeah.
I love the art style about it, the world setting, the dialogue. There's a character, the main character gets made fun of because he quotes Moby Dick to be romantic.
That's great.
It's adorable. I love him. He's the best.
Do you love it as much as I love the Amory Wars?
Probably more. Because I was a
Alright.
child when I read them.
True. I haven't. I just started caring about Coed and Cambria like a year
Okay.
ago.
I like it enough where if I think about it, I go, yeah. Like it makes my day a little bit better if I think about it. It's one of those kinds of, I like it enough that if I think about it, it makes me happy.
I was trying to think of a really bad joke to make about that.
Bone
No,
or like
I get-
gross.
maybe. I was just thinking about like, what do I like when I think about that? I think
Like a song or a band or a person, for
or
example.
a Bob
Or a Bob.
or a Vagoon
Or a Vagoon. Or a Papine.
either
Or a
one.
dog. Or a nice tasty piece of food.
Or a nice tasty piece of dog. All right, let's talk about. Speaking of dog, you got a game.
The
on
Bounty
your-
Hunter?
You got a game on your telephone there.
I do have
On
a
your
telephone.
on your portable telephone.
My banana phone. Remember Ring 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 Banana
No,
Phone?
let's
The
move on.
song?
Let's get a topic on the books that's relatively nerdy.
Remember the duck song where it'd be about got any grapes?
No,
You remember this?
no, I don't.
Wait, you don't?
No, I don't know what you're talking.
Oh my
about.
god, you don't know this? Holy
There are
shit!
too many things.
I thought you were real YouTube. I thought you were an OG.
I'm like a to that. Look, my
You at least know the Gummy Bear song.
yes.
Thank God.
Look, I'm old YouTube in that
Would you date the Gummy Bear?
I date Crazy Frog. So
Wait, with or without his peen?
with obviously.
I remember when I saw that, I'm like, wait, why does he have a peen
Yeah.
on the TV?
Yeah.
It creeped me out.
Yeah, and then they stopped because they realized this is probably not a
Why
good
does
idea.
why does this purple alien frog thing got a peen? He's shaking it around.
So
It got physics.
my OG experience on YouTube is from 2005 to 2007 was Naruto AMVs, and then after that was
all of that year was Naruto AMVs.
yeah, for those 2 years were like seriously early YouTube, like when YouTube started in 2004, 2005, whatever, was mostly like 99% Naruto AMVs, and then the rest was I don't know, was whatever videos, and then
pornography.
and then
Actually, because it didn't
pornography.
get taken off of YouTube.
Actually no, I didn't know that was a thing on YouTube.
I did, and I was like, oh no, I just wanted to watch videos.
Well, you get
Thanks,
to watch.
tags.
What else? I think in when did I start watching? When did Modern Warfare 2 come out?
2010, 11.
No, 2009.
Was it? I thought it was 2010.
2009.
Okay.
Remember they come out at the end of the year, so end of 2009.
Because when I remember it getting really big.
And so in 2009, I started watching YouTube for like I started watching YouTubers. Like I didn't care about YouTubers until 2009.
yeah, that's when it really like hit its stride.
Well, because
with-
that's when I started watching Woody and
with games, that's
Wings
when it got really
and
big.
Hutch and all
before
those guys.
YouTube was just like the people got bigger were comedians and sketch artists.
Yeah.
Which
Gradual Report. I guess that was the first like YouTuber I watched was probably Gradual Report.
Mhm.
Anyways, talk about
I got animals on my Telebanana phone.
Yeah.
I've been playing.
You're crossing them all over the place.
Yeah, on my animals.
Yeah.
I've been playing the brand new, I think only not even a week old, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp.
Yay.
Weirdly enough, that game came out a day early, and everyone's just like, okay, it's out, go get it. Because I remember being up at like 1:30 in the morning, and I read an article where it was like, hey, it's out early in your region, just go get it. And I was like, oh shit, and then I picked it up. It's Animal Crossing, all right.
Yay! It succeeded.
It's a really bizarre way to think about it.
Okay.
I didn't think how easily the Animal Crossing gameplay loop fits into a free-to-play model. Like, it fits super well because everything in Animal Crossing, unless you're a dirty, dirty cheater who plays it wrong and changes your internal clock, is based off of real time.
Oh, okay.
So everything, regardless of if you played the quote-unquote real version or not, you had to wait anyways. There was always a period of like, okay, I'll come back in like 3 hours or whatever and pick this tree again or go do whatever, talk to, like, it doesn't feel like it changed a lot of Animal Crossing to make it feel worse, and it kind of just fits super well. But what I kind of miss is like the amount of area you get to work with in terms of what you get to customize and how much you get to walk around. Because the way it works in Animal Crossing is that you get your own little village, well, your own city, but it's a village, and it's just a whole little, like, it's not super big, but it's big enough where it holds multiple homes and trees, and you got to walk around the entire thing. No loading screens, except if you're going to like a specific little area, like an island or what have you. But besides your like your campgrounds, which is what it is because you're hosting a campsite. That's your every Animal Crossing game. It's like, hey, you're new in town. You own this place now. Buy. That's a kind of like the joke premise because that's what happens. It's like, hey, you're here. You have the keys. You're the mayor or whatever now.
Figure it out.
And you get to, yeah. That's what it's every game, and it's kind of charming every time. And you're running a camp this time, and you get that area is like a little bit bigger than most, but other than that, you get a forest that's mainly for fruits. You get the beach area. You get an island for bugs. You get and then you get a river area with that has you can fish in along with a couple of fruit trees. You get a marketplace, which is where you go buy clothes and furniture. An area where you can go customize your camper because the RV. You get an RV. You get to customize the interior and paint jobs and all that kind of stuff. And then there's one more area, which is a rock quarry, which you can only get into two different ways. You either you pay 20 of the in-game fun bucks, or you get 5.
Is it really called fun bucks?
It's called leaf tickets.
Okay.
I always call these premium currencies just fun bucks.
Okay.
Like, I can call them like Chuck E. Cheese like tickets if you want. It's all the same. Like, just they're made up currency that you can pay real money for.
Credits.
I think it's 20 or 50, but you either pay the premium currency, or you can do this instead, where it feels like it's a implementation I've seen in other mobile games, where it's, hey, you can say, I want to get into this area, and then and then your friends will get an alert that says, your friend wants to get into this location. Press this button so you can let them in. You need 5 people to do that for you. You can get in for free. And that's where you can get your crafting materials, which is what you use to build your furniture, and they call them amenities, which is just buildings.
Okay.
And you can also get rare materials that are like hard to get from your basic quests, or just straight up just extra bells, which is just the normal money you'd get anyways. But a lot of the loop of the game essentially is you visit all 5 of these, 4 of the areas technically that you go get your resources from. You choose to fulfill requests for animals. It's like, I want 2 of this fruit, 2 of this one, and 3 of this one. It's kind of that loop over and over again to get their. It's like a social link actually, where you upgrade like their heart, like their friendship meter, and at a certain point you can invite them to your village.
And you get to bone them.
Unfortunately, not. It's rated E for everyone. And then after that, the more you level up, you get like an exclusive shirt and then a picture of them and like other like rewards you only get if you unlock them. You get like fun dialogue if they hang out in your village and they like your furniture. I can't not a village, it's a camp. And it's fine, but I can tell that it's going to really rely on seasonal things to happen, because I've already seen there's actually Animal Crossing has at least the recent one on the 3DS had a astonishing amount of villagers in it. Like you'll never see all of them in your in a playthrough. You'll never see every single one. There's way too many, and they come and go not quickly enough for you to be able to see all of them. That's because you get everyone. At least in the other ones, they had a lot more dialogue and things to talk about. They were unique enough where you didn't mind them staying around for a long amount of time. This one, I believe, has around 30 villagers that you can kind of interact with and eventually invite to your camp. Because what happens is those 4 areas that are outside of your camp, it's every 3 it's like every 3 hours. It'll say, okay, they're here in this location. After 3 hours, they'll leave and they'll rotate out and they might either move to another location or someone else might just take their place. And that's where you're kind of like incentivized to go, okay, I need to check to see, is the one that I want to be in my village here? Let me do their requests and get it all filled out because I want them to stay in my village because I like them a lot, or they give me a material that I really need, et cetera, et cetera. So you can kind of like power game it in a way. But I've already seen dialogue from the villagers that I have in my camp loop a couple times, which is fine because you can kind of like tap through it really fastly if you want to get your resources done.
But it's already starting to loop in itself.
A little bit, yeah. So I think it's really going to have to rely on
like seasonal things.
Seasonal events. And also, they said they do want to update it pretty regularly.
Okay.
Because there was a lot of furniture to get in that game. My only beef with it is the waiting time is for furniture.
Okay.
Because in the other games, you would just straight up just... There are 2 ways to get furniture in this game. You can either go to... It's called it's basically just like a flea market, where it's an area where you can go talk to Isabel, which is like the tutorial person who will remind you like, here's how you do this or whatever. And then there will be 2 shops in there at all times. One of them guaranteed will always be it's one of Tom Nook's kids, which is the Tanuki boy. And he'll be selling like 3 random pieces of furniture and it'll cycle out every couple hours. And then the one on the left of side of the map will be a clothing store, but it'll vary from accessories on your head to shoes and socks to shirts to bottoms. But the other way you get furniture is you go to a character who used to run the pawn shop in the other game, and you over your phone. It's actually kind of funny. You pop up on your smartphone in game, and you call him, and you order a piece of furniture. And some of them can range from like, okay, it takes like a minute or 3 minutes, or like maybe 3 hours or whatever.
But
1
minute,
but
2,
then the range
3
of like
hours.
some of them like I talked about, there's like an in-game prop for pizza that's 9 hours long, and that one feels very strange. When it's like I can order a couch, it's like 6 hours long. The hours feel a little weird with them.
Does that make sense? And so, and how do you can speed it up? I'm assuming by
you
spending
can pay
real
the currency,
boy money,
and it costs between like 40 to 70 of the currency. Which that's actually kind of a lot.
And the easiest way to get currency is
you can get not currency. That premium. You can only rush it with premium or only.
Okay,
the tickets only. You can rush it.
Yeah, got it.
But if you've ever played Animal Crossing game at all, you're really kind of trained to be patient anyways.
Oh, okay.
But the only thing that's like you have to, if you can only get this if you pay the real money, is there are 2 items like in the crafting shop, which can only be paid for with the tickets, and they are 2 items that summon iconic characters from Animal Crossing games, which would be Tom Nook and KK Slider. KK Slider actually really matters for some people because what he's famous for, it would be I think it was like on Friday and Saturday nights on your in-game clock at nighttime, he would come and perform songs for you.
Ooh.
And it was really charming because he had this fun like own little sound font that he would quote unquote sing songs with on his guitar. And it was really charming and cute.
It's cool.
But I think the only way, like they said, because like they're limited time items, but they'll rotate out like every couple weeks. But they said the items for that will come back. So something like, hey, remember this character that you liked a whole bunch? We'll put the furniture items so you can get this person to come into your camp or whatever. But I've earned like, because it's a launch of a game. They gave you the premium currency, like a decent amount of it, so you can test out the features. Because you can pay the currency to expand your in-game inventory, to expand how many items you can be crafting at one time, and those kind of things like that. If I use all of the tickets I've earned, because I haven't spent any of them that they've given to me for free. I could buy just one of those if I wanted to, but it doesn't feel like I'm losing out on a lot by not paying money in this game. Honestly,
that's good.
It feels slower, sure, but
a lot of those free to play models of like, hey, pay to make things happen. I end up getting bored because it's like, I just want to go.
It's paid to not wait.
Yeah,
but at least with the Animal Crossing, it feels like they're not sacrificing a lot of it.
And it seems like the formula was already there, so they just implemented this on top of it. It's not like
it is not as quite complex or like as much to do as the other games yet.
But I'm saying, to me, it sounds like instead of starting from scratch of like, okay, all this stuff you have to wait for, we'll just kind of give you the normal formula of how it used to be.
They tried to build within it,
and then we'll add on top of it instead of taking away.
That's why I hope they add more things to do in it, because it's really just gather materials, fulfill requests, and then build stuff. And then the other part of it, which honestly I can't get into because I don't have everything yet, is to customize your camper, and yourself to look as cool as or whatever as you want to.
Mm-hmm.
But that takes time, so it'll just come with everything else. But I kind of wanted other things to do because in Animal Crossing there was a really cool thing that they had where you could in your village you'd find cracks in the ground. You could dig up fossils. And you could turn them into like a museum, and then like you could display like, oh, I found this dinosaur tail or this amber or whatever. And that was kind of a fun thing to do on the side. Like I want them to add more things like that, like extra side activities to do
The stuff.
while you're not just gathering bugs, fish, and fruit.
Yeah.
But it's kind of early. I think it will only get better with time. It's not a bad start for a game like this, honestly. And it did very well. It did well enough that I kept getting server crashes.
That's good.
So that it must be doing well enough that it's making enough money. So hopefully it gets some bigger improvements and more things to do in it.
That's
So,
good. I like it when things are good.
Like the Fire Emblem free-to-play game that they made from Nintendo, I burned down that one really fast because it was a gotcha game where you just paid to get your wife or husband and then grind them to get them really strong. I didn't care too much for that. I'm not that kind of person.
And then Chad took them.
And then Miiverse, that one, everyone forgot about that game.
I forgot about that.
And Mario Run, I never even bothered trying it, but this one I think I'll stick around with.
What's
and
up?
just see where it
Mario
goes.
Run is good.
It is good, but I just never bothered.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
I just didn't.
I haven't bought it. So
It did well enough. It just wasn't something I really cared to play.
$10 is it's still
And they've added more stuff. They've added like actual more content levels to play.
yeah, and that price tag is like
It's getting a little less
it-
hard to approach.
it makes sense for a game. It doesn't make
Because in
sense.
reality, it's not that bad. It's the fact that it's on mobile. There's a stigma of
That's
you
what I
pay
was gonna
money
say, yeah.
on mobile for an app at first. What are you, crazy? It's
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Because we've been trained to like, oh, it's free, so we get your money from you later.
Mm-hmm.
We're trained to be like that for phones only.
Yeah.
We're speaking of microtransaction bullshit.
No.
Holy shit, Star Wars.
No. I thought we were done with this.
I thought we were too. And then Belgium and Hawaii said, hold the fuck up.
Dang.
We need to talk about this. So, big bad government, if
Heard
maybe
of
that's
it?
how you view it. The Belgium government and it really got started with Belgium,
Okay.
where Belgium and its gambling committee got into talks to discuss are loot boxes gambling by our commission standards? Because if so, we have to regulate and or ban it and outright.
Mm-hmm.
And then that some unfortunately some websites on mistake because it was translation issues and also they want to get the story first. They reported as they declared like loot boxes are gambling. They did never declare that yet.
Yeah, but I know what they mean. It's because of,
They're in talks to talk about it. If it should be, they said.
Oh, this is getting huge.
Yeah,
I just realized what that means.
Yeah. It says they've been because a combination of money and addiction by Belgium's like they talk about is gambling.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what the definition is for some legal terms, but it depends on
For them at least.
Yeah, because gambling does change depending on country to country and how much regulated and such. And then the bigger one, which matters to us, which actually matters a lot more because the U.S.
I don't know. That's a big one, but okay.
No, but the U.S.
Okay.
People tend to follow the U.S. when they make a decision.
Yeah, okay, I see
a
what you
lot
mean.
more.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not saying the Belgium one is not.
No.
a
Yeah,
big-
I
'cause that one
consider
is-
that huge. But
That one
yeah,
was really big, and I found, oh shit.
I know what you mean.
I watched the video. The video on this is out there. There's a televised press event in Hawaii where representatives came out
Mm-hmm.
about the Battlefield News situation. It got that bad, where the statement, one of the statements is, they called state reps calling the game a Star Wars themed online casino designed to lure kids into spending money.
I
say
saw
the
this
legislation-
headline too.
And that isn't honestly. The more people talk about this, the more I can honestly agree with that kind of
Yeah.
statement.
Oh, that sucks.
Because loot boxes, you can argue honestly, loot boxes at their very, very base level are meant to sucker money out of people who have spending issues.
Yeah,
That's not wrong.
That is a thing that
That's
they do.
Base level, that is not wrong. That is what they can and
you
have
can-
done
you
when they
can-
were not this insidious.
You can just this theory if that's the point or
Take
if
us
that's
back
their
to-
main issue, but
Let's
that's
take us
what
back
they
to
do.
just card packs.
Yeah.
In the 90s with Magic at first. That's what this was.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
But it's gotten to a point. I'm honestly wondering, why has this become more of an outrage issue in gaming and not in TCGs? Because TCGs, I'm like, people make the joke of like
It's
Magic is,
easier. It's easier.
like I've heard I watched this YouTuber Brian Kibler. He's actually a Hearthstone player, but he's really big in Magic back in the day. He still does Magic stuff nowadays.
That's because Magic's good.
And he talked about, well, he agrees very much. It's on how well it's designed.
Yeah.
But he talked about jokingly with like a video he talked about on the cost of like Hearthstone as a virtual TCG
Mhm.
where it also has card backs in it. Where he talked about in Magic there'd be decks that'd be like $1,000 to build one deck.
Yeah.
And that's not unusual.
Yeah,
That's
no,
kind
that
of the
makes sense.
normal. And Magic players just got used to that.
I think my deck is about like I don't know, $250.
And that wasn't, you didn't do that
Which
one
is
go.
cheap. Which is
that's
cheap
for a deck.
Yeah.
That's not even like a quote unquote meta deck that will win you tournaments or anything.
No, it's fine. but it's not. It's nothing.
And that became the norm in TCG. Like things like Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon and all those other TCGs that have come and went are built to you spend money to essentially. It kind of is pay to win.
Yeah.
If you do not have X tool, like if you don't have Exodia, all the parts, you can't play that deck.
Yeah.
For a dumb, easy to understand example, you can't play that deck.
And
if you're missing a part of like this, what are the deck types in Magic called? Like they're basically like a color, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like a black whatever deck.
There's like a black white deck. Like
like you don't have like this color and this archetype of card,
and
you can't. You don't have this landscape with this effect or whatever. You can't do X deck.
I haven't played Magic in like 3 years, but yeah.
I tried once, but I didn't want. My thing was I didn't want to put the money in to invest to play the game. But I think I want it really because I love the art on those cards so goddamn much.
The art's amazing, and
they're made by fans now too, which is awesome.
Yeah. Well, also the game itself it's a good mix. I think it's actually like Magic's like the best mix of
luck and strategy.
Of luck, not luck, but of the you get what you pay for, but also a good mix of if you're not good, it won't matter. Mm-hmm. Like it's hard to get that balance right where it's like I want to be able to it's like if I have money I want to be able to spend money and make myself better and I think there's an argument to be made that that's okay.
You want to be able to quote like kind of invest monetarily in your own skill.
Yeah, exactly. That makes sense. Yeah. But also you have to be careful of I don't want to make it to where if you just spend money you win always.
That was the problem that happened with loot boxes that got bad like Battlefront 2.
Yeah, Battlefront 2 is a perfect example
it's the simple math is me and Lewis, if we play the game on opposite teams, but we both started off at level 1. No, never played the game before. We're fresh.
Yeah.
But if Lewis beforehand spent $20 on boxes, by numbers he would have an advantage over me. No question.
Yeah.
And that causes people to be upset, rightfully so.
The way that game is set up, Magic doesn't really do that as much.
And people do argue because people are seeing red now with all kinds of business practices, which is kind of a good thing because they should have in the past about shitty business practices with the game industry in general. But people now, because loot boxes got so bad so fast, people really don't even want cosmetic boxes to be around anymore.
Yeah, I get it. It's just people are just done. Like just done. No more boxes at all. Like no more spending money in game. Just pay the $60 and play the game. Like no more DLC. No more pay to win. Whatever. Just buy the game and then play it.
Because they're not necessary for
most games in most scenarios.
Because
I disagree in the revenue part, but I know what you mean.
I think it's the way. I think it's just
we're in a weird time on a business perspective of game. We talk about this already. Like AAA devs just kind of don't know.
The big thing everyone points to with loot boxes, the biggest one, even though people are wrong, not the first one to do it, was Overwatch.
Yeah, they're not the first.
Overwatch,
they're the biggest.
Here's the argument that people say for it in its defense. On launch, the base game was $40. It was a $40 multiplayer only game. And the idea was they promised from the very beginning, before the game came out, this game will get free updates with free characters and maps, game modes, never to be charged in this entire lifespan. You buy this game, everything I know that's real content is free.
Yeah.
And that's tantalizing for a lot of people, honestly.
Yeah, I get it. That's
the DLC.
Titanfall 2 is another example of...
That was because they're cool people.
Yeah, well, Respawn's awesome.
Unfortunately, Respawn got bought by EA.
Yeah.
And they're going to die the death of EA or get fucked over with this stuff. Who knows? After this Star Wars debacle. But the argument for against with the box including them is that they said the money from those boxes would support future development on Overwatch. That was the idea.
Yeah. It goes directly into the game, not the publish.
It will funnel back into development time,
not into Blizzard, really.
Recording voice lines and all this kind of stuff. And that's a fair argument because it does take. You need to pay people to get work done. That is just the base idea of it.
Yeah, the stuff isn't free.
While Overwatch sold very well on like per unit, at a certain point, that's not enough to pay back people working on the same game.
Another thing before is it's more expensive when you do it in this way where with Overwatch you don't really have they don't have a schedule really on when, like in 2 years, they don't have like a 2-year schedule out of like, oh, we're going to release this map. We're going to, because it's kind of like, okay, well, how much money do we have and how much can we?
It's like, who has time to work on this? Can we get this
exactly?
Out of
time? There's no schedule. And so it's way more expensive.
Schedule around like their own development time. It changes all the time, like what they can get done.
Yeah, so it's way more expensive to try to work around a schedule or with the non-existent schedule of that. So it makes sense. Like a game like Overwatch makes sense. I think they got the formula right, kind of.
As right as they could have.
As right, when you're going to have that system in there's going to be flaws no matter what. But as good as that system can be, it's probably the best
the original
at the
problem,
moment.
One of the original problems which they took forever to fix was currency. The currency exchange, like if you got a duplicate, it was garbage, nothing. And you got duplicates all the time. So they took a long ass time for people to stop whining, and they said, okay, we're gonna reduce duplicates in our loot boxes.
Mhm.
So if you getting the odds of the same thing like repeatedly are way lowered now, which is a nice concession, I guess.
Yeah.
But what is in most of those loot boxes? What do people want from loot boxes in particular? Skins.
Yep.
And emotes.
Yeah.
What are the rarities of skins and emotes?
I don't know.
Top tier,
Okay.
legendaries, which are super, super rare.
Yeah.
And then the epics, which are the emotes and the highlight intros.
Mhm.
What is everything else in that game in those loot boxes?
No,
Winning poses,
Yeah.
which sprays,
Which-
no,
Yeah. Some people like those.
not enough for
Not-
how many that they put on every character.
Uh-huh.
And like icons and voice lines.
Mhm.
It's the idea that you can't really choose what you get in those boxes is what turns people off.
Yeah. It's
Because the idea of like
it's
I
then-
played for
then
this
is-
amount of time, I want to choose what I unlock.
And this is where it gets into the gambling thing, where
Yeah,
it's like
because
it's hard to walk away from. You are gambling.
You know what?
Like,
I'll give you an example because I have spent money in loot boxes once.
Okay.
In Overwatch, I paid $20 for like however many that was
Uh-huh.
because I wanted to get one skin from
You know,
those loot boxes.
I have yet
but
to.
I knew going in that doesn't justify these boxes per se. But I knew that going in, there was a chance I would not get what I wanted.
Yeah.
But then because the fact that I knew that, and of course people who buy them, unless they have an unfortunate like a gambling addiction problem,
Yeah. They know that.
they know that going in.
Yeah.
But the idea of like gambling laws is to stop people from A, falling back in their old habits. It's very dangerous.
Mhm.
Or B, finding out that they have that problem.
Yeah.
Because it's a life ruining problem, no matter if it's in a casino
Mhm.
or buying virtual items in a game. It's life ruining.
You know, it's funny. I'm realizing this. I've never spent money to get liquid divinium for zombies in Black Ops 3.
Yeah, because you didn't feel any need to.
No, I was like, I can just play the game. I have 500 hours in that game. You know, like the reason is because, well, I want to get more perkaholics.
Do you know anyone
I
who
just
did?
play the game a lot.
Let's have a question. Do you know anyone on like the Reddits or whatever who did?
Yeah, a lot of people
What
did.
was their reasoning for it? Why did they choose to buy it?
It takes forever to get perkaholic.
And that's about it.
That's about it. It just takes too long.
It was just to reduce a grind.
I have like
Because
10.
that was pay to reduce a grind, not pay to gamble.
Well, yeah. Well, it's.
Oh, no. It was a random system.
It is gambling system.
Yeah.
Yeah. You pay whatever COD point, 200 COD points or whatever, and you get 3 liquid divinium, and then that's a spin.
Another real question is, what do we want to do legally about these issues?
Yeah, exactly. I don't. When does
Because
the government get
for
involved?
a long time, the reason the ESRB exists,
Yeah.
one, Mortal Kombat exists,
Yeah.
and two, it was a regulations committee to not quite on purpose, but that's what it feels like it is now, to keep the government out of gaming's business sometimes.
Mhm.
Like, and also there's obviously like business like EA, Ubisoft, Microsoft, Sony. They have to deal with like business laws and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's like, well, this
but for the
game's-
most part, gaming is not video games. I should say that because gaming laws are a thing, but that's for gambling and
Yeah.
they equate them to
There are
generally.
no video game laws.
No,
There's zero.
and
Besides ESRB,
and there's no
but
like
that's not
I can't
really.
think of any that are like made just for video games. They're
No.
tied in with other laws that already exist and what
Uh-huh.
have you. And the ESRB is kind of just like, okay, we regulate ourselves in our own area,
Mhm.
the parts that we can, and everything else that falls out of us, that's their problem. They have to
Yeah.
deal with it legally by court.
Yeah, and
Like with the CS:GO gambling problem.
and they're written in such a way where it puts all the liability on the consumer of the game.
On the consumer and the people who implemented the service itself.
No, most of it doesn't even go because
Well,
they'll
I'm thinking
say
about like what happened with the iTunes store, where people were mad that apps that you could purchase on the App Store for free
Mhm.
did not say they had microbuys in them.
yeah.
So
well,
they made it legally. They had to say, okay, you have to put them on here because
well, that's
the UK made it a law, so we changed it over here.
yeah.
and
No, what I'm
things
saying,
like that happen.
what I'm saying is like for like, let's say, it's hard to make an example at the top of my head, but anyways, it puts the blame or whatever on the consumer of the game rather
the
than
responsibility.
responsibility on the consumer rather than the publisher, because then it just gets too big and complicated, and like what can a publisher actually put out on a game on a disc, because like Call of Duty, for example, like it's hard for them to put their games out in Germany, like their old games.
There's already problems with releasing games outside the US
is-
as it is.
yeah, but I'm saying, but yeah,
That's already a problem in of itself, like censorship laws.
Exactly, censorship law in other countries, and try to make it to where you can get one game to as many people as possible around the world
Yeah.
with all their different laws, and it's
So it's already
very
enough of
hard.
a problem, and
Yeah, and then now we have this another thing of the gambling thing.
But then, like I see, like you're talking about personal responsibility of like on the consumer and what have you. But then you get things like kind of a topic shift, but not really, with Bungie and Destiny 2,
Mhm.
where people on Reddit found out that the in-game XP you were earning. Okay, I'll break it down really quickly how it works. For people that play Destiny 2. Destiny 2, your character that you play as levels from 1 to 20.
Mhm.
The 20 is the current, as of speaking, because they're going to add an expansion soon, is the max level cap. after 20, you can level up again continuously. Like it never, there's no level cap, quote unquote. But whenever you reach that cap and you level up again after 20, you get what is called a bright engram, which engrams in Destiny are essentially loot boxes, where they're like a random thing that you open up and they give you gear or whatever.
We talked about this.
But the
already.
bright engrams are just cosmetic only.
So, anyways,
but you can pay for those with real money to buy those if you don't want to level up.
Okay, so the XP thing.
But what happened over this weekend that we're speaking of, people on Reddit did the math and they found out that Bungie was essentially cheating you out of the XP you were earning by lying to you on your HUD about how much XP you're actually getting. Like it would show you a number of what you earned, but it wouldn't actually give you that number in your bar at the bottom. And the people did the math on it, and the amount they were throttling you of XP was like up to 95%.
Whoa.
Because the way they were doing it, where they put it, they revealed like on a statement, like that was released today as of this podcast, where it was certain events like the raids or the PvP content, which is like the things like 3-on-3 versus stuff, your XP would scale up because of how long it would take you to complete those events. But things that you could repeat quickly, like the public instances, like the public events, killing enemies quickly, doing things fast, which is what you were going to be doing to power level in that game to get your gear faster, they would make the XP scale down. Why? And they said, their statement was something to the along the lines of, we found that our XP system was not working as we intended. Effective immediately is going to change.
Oh.
No, it worked like you wanted to,
Whoa.
you fucking asshole. That's not what happened.
Yeah,
What happened was you wanted people to waste time and go, fuck it, I want to buy the things instead.
Yeah.
I don't waste my time. You did that instead. That's not what happened. You lied and got caught.
Dang.
That's what happened. You didn't make a mistake.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you made a mistake, but you didn't. It's not like
Because if they said
it wasn't like it was no. You maliciously like
because I can think of an example of this of like XP being throttled. WoW did this for a while, where they wanted people to stop letting their kids starve to death and not working anymore. They able to go, okay, if you take enough time away from playing, we'll give you an XP boost, like a well-rested boost, which Destiny 2 actually has.
That's funny.
Or if you don't play it for like a couple hours or whatever, it'll like reset you. Like, yeah, you get like a bonus for playing on this day. So no, you can't rely on consumer knowledge because games will lie to you and they won't go to court for this.
Yeah, no.
This is one instance that we found, and this Destiny 2 came out months ago.
Yeah.
We just found this out.
Yeah, and
that's a problem because there are things that we might know from other games that we can never see the numbers behind.
So there's a part of me that's
this is wrong.
There's a part of me that's happy that Battlefront 2 is in the situation where it is, where people
making everyone pissed and looking for problems
now. It's right away because if
on a bigger scale than ever has.
There's no there's no way that stuff's gonna like you can't hide it. Like
no.
Yeah, no. EA lost this battle of if there's anything to hide, they lost.
It's like a small victory for like the industry as a whole, but
it's a weird.
But it's leaving like a big gaping injury of like, how do we fix this now?
Yeah, it
was a cut that was getting bigger and bigger like the past decade.
And so we just cut our arm off, and
we just lost our arm.
It's like, okay, fine, we won, I guess, but now what do we do? We're missing an arm.
We won nothing and just got people to go, man, these gamers are mad, huh?
Yeah.
But over things that are legitimately a problem, that are anti-consumer.
We're talking about this 2 weeks in a row. Like that's for us. That's a lot for this fucking podcast. Yeah, when we talk about penguins,
I was talking about this shit all the time, but people don't care to talk about stuff because I invest in this kind of shit.
Yeah.
But it's that big enough of a problem where it's ruining things that are supposed to be like Star Wars.
Yeah, fun video games, shoot bad boys.
The fact that it got so big that Forbes and CNN and these companies and countries are talking about it, that it is confirmed that someone from Disney called the CEO of EA and went, what is going on with Battlefront 2? Why am I hearing about it on Think They're Not Game websites? What is going on?
I'm going to say this, and you might cringe, but I mean this since...
Don't say Gamergate, I'm going to kill you.
Okay. I was going to say it's worse, though.
No, because it's actually getting shit done.
Yeah. Or worse in that...
Gamergate was dumb drama bullshit. But
I mean, but Gamergate, like, there were actual discussions to be had around that.
There were baby victories, but not much.
That actually affected video games
overall.
As a whole.
It made things, I think, actually way worse.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I'm saying like this is kind of feels again like that, but less political drama and more of just like
people are shouting for the right reason, not just you're a whatever. You should die.
But instead of like, but I want to be a girl in a video game. Sexist.
Yeah, we're talking about more real issues.
Yeah, more like hey, you're getting cheated out of money. They're enabling gambling addictions,
but less personal attacks on individuals. It's
yeah.
more like this industry's has problems for a long time.
This is like in the grand scheme of things, societal problems that we kind of need to look into.
But do we want the government to step in?
I don't
and
know.
if so, how much?
I'm
on
not
this specific issue.
I'm not a government boy. I don't like. I don't
know
them.
either. But it's like this shit goes on.
Yeah.
It's been going on forever.
I don't
in
know.
the industry forever. Like bad business has been happening in gaming since its inception.
It feels at this point.
But,
I think it's safe to say that I think everyone can kind of agree. Video games, like everything else, right? Everything can get too big.
Yeah,
it has a
and games are ginormous.
I think we're getting to that point. Like everything's kind of bubbling up right now.
They're bigger than movies. That's been a fact for years.
Yeah, but
since Black Ops 1, they're bigger than movies.
Yeah,
confirmed. Like it's average. It's
confirmed,
bigger than movies.
Like 400 people working on a video game. Like it's insane.
Like how much GTA 5 made like $1 billion.
Yeah, made over $1 billion.
That's video games have been big for a
They're
long
huge.
time.
But I feel like we're starting to reach we're like so close to blowing like another like video game.
We're not getting a crash.
Not a crash.
You're not getting
a crash. That's not the word I'd use, but more of like an explosion of just like
we're gonna get a AAA Fallout, not a crash. We were gonna get a AAA.
It's not like video games are going to end or anything. That's not going to happen.
Because what happened? Because you know why the game crash happened. Obviously, it was because there was literally no regulation or quality control.
Yeah.
The reason the Nintendo Seal of Quality exists is because of that problem. Because literally any Joe Schmo, like it's almost like what Steam is like now, where any Joe Schmo could just make a game and go, it's on this console, go buy it at Sears for $50.
Yeah.
And it could be garbage terrible. And people would go, well, I'm not going to buy games anymore.
Yep.
And
it didn't go
into
into
games almost died until Nintendo saved
because the money didn't go into the actual industry. It just went to only that Joe Schmo guy.
And it was a whole bunch of shit. So regulation had to have happened, at least internally.
And so now we're getting to the kind of the opposite problem of instead of individuals kind of screwing the system, groups and large corporations are screwing the and
executives on boards of directors are making this bad for everyone.
Yeah, and so it feels like we might need to start looking into some sort of, I don't know what it would look like. I don't even know what to call it. Regulations, law. I don't know.
Because there's
something
like on virtual gaming is what they'd call it or something like that. I don't know. There's like there's a digital board for things, isn't there? Like digital commerce and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So would it go to them?
I assume so.
Because digital purchases can happen, and
I assume most games these days are. But that's the thing. It's not like it's all digital.
Yeah, because you could like. It's funny. You could actually go into a GameStop and go buy a card for those crystals in Battlefront 2 that you can't.
Oh, really?
Buy digitally.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
like those cards for like digital things, like my WoW subscription or whatever, you can just go buy those in a store physically still.
Yeah. So
where does that go into? Like it's a fucking mess.
That's the thing. I don't
know.
And
of all the companies, I'm not surprised EA is the one to open it up.
Yeah,
I thought it would either be Ubisoft.
It was either going to be Ubisoft, EA, or Activision.
I thought it was one of those three.
Yeah.
Turns out it's EA with a side of Activision.
Yeah.
And Ubisoft's like, guys, you can buy stuff, but we're just not that bad. Leave us alone.
Well, it's funny. Activision is more of just like, yeah, we know you're scummy.
Yeah, but they were like less gross about it openly. Like they didn't do as much horrible shit.
Yeah. With the EA, it's industry changing. Activision, it's more just like, oh, you guys suck. God dang it. Yeah.
Well, they're the reason loot boxes are the way they are, and Overwatch, because people forget Activision and Blizzard are one company.
Yeah.
They've been that for a long time.
Yeah.
So if weird shit happens business wise, it's because they're both one company.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day,
which sucks because it's funny because like I like Blizzard, kind of. You know what I mean? Like
everyone likes Blizzard.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
No. Let me rephrase what you just said. Everyone likes Blizzard, kind of. Like you know what I mean? Because Blizzard kind of feels.
There is
good.
one game they made that you probably liked a whole bunch.
Yeah. Everyone likes Blizzard, kind of, but no one likes Activision.
I don't think most
people
on development staffs of these controversies want things to be this way.
No, 99% of people just want to make the art look good.
Maybe people are like, hey, if we do this, we might get a bonus or whatever. Like there's internal stuff that we'll never know because NDAs are honestly, I think NDAs for the gaming industry are like one of the worst things that happen. Because of how much we still don't know about this basic details.
Yeah,
it's kind of infuriating.
Yeah,
like what can I not know?
Yeah,
like there are things about games that came out a decade ago that still can't be talked about.
Yeah, NDAs by definition are anti-consumer. Which, as a capitalist boy, I don't like that, but I get why they exist.
I get why they for like intellectual property and guarding like marketing and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it matters.
But at some point, it's like, can I know why you guys said
once the game's out? Like, there's no point.
Like, I want to like, hey guys, why did you let you buy fake COD points to buy loot boxes and why did you guys like? Who said that was okay?
Yeah.
No one will. You can't get that out.
Mm-hmm.
So what they do, they go, okay, like you know that statement that they released for Battlefront 2?
No.
That they credited that to a dice head.
Okay.
So basically, what they did was like, hey, take the hit for us. so we can remain nameless and
Jesus
faceless.
Christ. Yeah.
And it sucks because this is a weird, bad way to end the year for games.
We talked about this
But
last
on the
week.
bright side, hey everyone,
Hey, back to
there are
good
tons
games.
of games that are single player only that you can go play, and you still got time for the year's over. You can go play right now.
Yeah. The
Resident Evil
Switch-
7 needs your attention. Horizon Zero Dawn, Nier, Persona 5,
Uh-huh.
all these amazing indie games. You know all this bullshit at the end of the year? Just go play those.
Yeah.
Tons of games. Night in the Woods.
The new Assassin's Creed is good, apparently.
I've heard it's actually not that bad, and there is microbuys in it, but it's just you can buy like an upgrade point, or just a cool outfit.
I don't know if I'm gonna wait until
and it's hidden away like in a tab on the main menu.
I'm gonna wait until they.
I don't know.
I'm gonna wait until they fix the CPU overheating issue because I remember I'm on PC.
It's a rare issue, but it is an issue.
It is an issue until I hear it's fixed. I'm not buying that
And
game.
it seems to be a good port on PC, from what I've seen.
Yeah, other than it blowing up CPUs.
It's weird to end a year going like Ubisoft ain't that bad.
Yeah,
It's weird to end a year that way.
Oh, well,
Because-
it's funny because every
The new
other year
Ass Creed isn't that bad, and they're still making Rainbow Six Siege a thing.
Yeah.
They announced another season of content for that game that everyone thought was going to die like years ago.
so weird.
It's weird. It's a weird fucking year, man.
Yeah,
This is a reverse 2016.
it literally is.
Whereas the beginning of the year was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Well, entertainment wise.
yeah.
And then the year got worse at the tail end. Like this thing's getting a little scummy.
And now it's I don't know. Whatever. Well,
Fuck that story. We're done with this for a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to a Nintendo goodness, a game that
One
you
thing
like.
makes me happy. Fucking Splatoon 2 got a big boy update
It's like
out
your-
of nowhere.
It's like
Actually,
your favorite game.
It's probably going to be like one of the game of the years,
Yeah.
honestly, because I took a lot. Like I
But
took
it's
a long
funny because
time
it's a
away from it.
multiplayer game. I didn't. You know what I mean?
Multiplayer game that is not like anything else I've ever played.
Yeah.
Where-
I would not expect a multiplayer game to make your.
They used to.
Game
They,
of the-
they used to tickle my fancy, and then I played. I
Call
got
of
to a
Duty too
point where
much.
my skill got to. I'm not a pro. I'm not an average person. I'm not a scrub. I'm in the above average thing of like
Yeah.
I either stomp or I lose because my team sucks ass.
Yeah.
And that sucks to be in. So I kind of stopped caring. And I didn't have any friends who wanted to play games seriously, competitively. So I'm like, I'm done with this shit
I
for
get
a
it.
while.
But Splatoon 2.
They added in. They're going to be adding over like the big update. They're adding in 4 new maps. One of the maps that it added is a shopping basically added a Costco as a map.
That's cool.
And I kind of love it because it's like super bright whites everywhere. It's really cool.
Yeah.
A new stage for their horde mode of Salmon Run, which that mode needs more maps because it's a good mode, but it only has I think 4 maps as of speaking right now, and it's a really fun mode. 140 pieces of new clothing, which is bananas. That's a lot of fucking clothes.
Yeah, a little bit.
They added in 2 new songs, and they're great. One of them they describe on their official website is what is the band called? Because it's okay.
Hoobastank.
Oh God, no! I've never heard of a game that does this where they're only if you go on their website there is lore and names and art for the bands that make the music in Splatoon.
Oh,
Like they have their own outfits and their own like genres and their backstories for every song that's in the game.
this game is big.
But you don't know unless you look into it.
Yeah.
And one of the new bands is called. I'll read the text for the new band.
Okay.
A new band called the Bottom Feeders. The band is fronted by a tropical beta fish violinist. Features vocals by a dude made of seaweed. Also includes a shark, a scallop, and a globefish.
Did I write this?
No, okay. Let me read how they describe their music because
Yeah.
it sounds like how they describe it. It's a really good song.
Okay.
Their unforgiving yet catchy music style is a product of fusing ancient Celtic sea chanties with punk rock.
Huh.
And this is what they look like, Lewis, for you. This is the art for them is never seen in a game. You never see these people.
So dumb, but amazing.
And that's only for one song in the game. For now, until they make more from that fake band.
Okay.
And that's fantastic music. The music in the game is some of my favorite ever made in a game. So more of that is always welcome. They added in a cool thing for the Inklings. They added even more hairstyles and new pants. So even more fashion, which that game is built around. So that's fantastic. They let the level caps at level 99 now, so you can keep grinding forever. And once it's level 99, you can essentially prestige where it boosts you back to 1 and you get a star next to your name. So you can just keep playing the game infinitely now with XP, which is pretty cool. The amiibos in that game, the Splatoon amiibos let you pose in the plaza, like the main hub.
Okay.
But they added it now where you can go to different, like the stages and also different parts of the plaza and just go to different areas and pose in different locations for more cool screenshots. Fun little new feature for the amiibos, gives them more things to do. And also a really good quality of life thing they added was you can actually change. This is a dumb thing that they didn't have, which I'm happy they put in now. You can actually change gear between rounds.
Okay. Wait, you couldn't.
Like if you finish a round,
Oh, okay.
it used to be it would ask you, do you want to go back into the matchmaking or no? But now it'll go where okay, do you want to go? Do you want to rematch? Do you want to leave back to lobby, like to the base lobby, or do you want to change your gear and then go matchmake again? And it's nice. It's a really really nice quality of life. It's like, hey, this map, I don't like this weapon. I don't want to have to load out
Yeah.
load in the menu to change, and then load back. Like it's really fast, really snappy. I like how they added that in.
That's cool.
And they're also adding in one more new competitive mode. But competitive Splatoon, I have not touched quite yet, so I don't know how I feel about it.
Okay.
It's not even out yet, so I'll report back on how it feels. Because
Okay.
the competitive modes in ranked are like only for that mode, and they're really unique. It's not just cover the most amount of ink; it's territory control and all kinds of other weird objectives. But it's great. It's a big old update with a lot to do in it. Still,
That's cool.
the game's still really, really good.
All right, I think we should end the podcast with. I don't know if you know this. So there's a friend of the podcast, Amanda, a friend of yours and mine's.
Yeah.
She did an amazing thing, and it's probably the best thing I've ever seen in the entire world. So there's a street around here called McKinley Street.
Oh, she texted me that whole night.
I'm going to read this.
Yeah.
There's a McDonald's on the McKinley Street, and she apparently that McDonald's has a Facebook page. And so what she did was something amazing, was write out this long, elaborate thing.
It's like 8 paragraphs long.
I'm going to read all of it.
No,
I am. You can
let people read it at home. Like, give them a taste so they can go read it at home if they want to.
Where?
It's on Facebook.
Okay.
Go on their Facebook and read it. There's no way that
I'll read the first 2.
Give them a taste of like what they're going to go into.
I'll read the first 2. Okay. Yeah, if you want to go to the McDonald's on McKinley Street in Riverside, California on Facebook and read these. I'll read the first 2.
It is okay. It's worth reading. I'm telling people to read it on their own because it's a journey.
Yeah. So I'll read the
first. I think it's funny to read it to go, wait, where is this going?
McDonald's on McKinley Street. Why does my wife get full custody of my children? I swear I never touched a drop of alcohol. She called me a liar and said she'd make sure I'd never see them again. Life is so unfair. My wife used to be a beautiful girl, so free-spirited and not a care in the world. Who knew she'd change once we agreed on children? We even kept trying again because she kept popping out boys. We should have stopped after 5. All right, I'll stop there. But I legit...
It goes somewhere.
It goes somewhere. There's art and story. Like, man, she's a cool human.
She was talking. We were fucking spitballing ideas while she was doing it. I was just having a gay old time. It was funny.
Yeah, it's so good.
She was also very sick that night, so she was like, "Fuck it, I need something to distract me from I'm dying."
Yeah.
So that's a good information of your time. Like, hey, I'm a little tired and a little sick. Let's see what my brain comes up with.
Yeah, and that.
Which I kind of want to be sick soon, so I can write music while I'm sick.
I just write music every day, so.
Because I've had like my best like. Okay, you have an idea bouncing in your head, like a creative idea.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it takes time to develop.
Yeah.
And then you have those ideas like, oh, today I just thought of an idea and I have the whole thing just fleshed out in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I get that when I'm sick.
Interesting.
When I'm sick or I'm very angry at something, I get really fast ideas. I don't know why.
That's how the good Apollo album was made.
Was he very angry?
Well, his wife, or his now wife, but girlfriend at the time, cheated on him.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Well, emotion is also very good for art anyway.
Yeah.
So
yeah, this is the last episode. Bye.
Bye-bye.